I'm Steve with FPS. I'm here to go over how to create a report list. So the first thing you want to do is select a contact. I'm going to select James Ava, and I'm going to click the report section right here. And that brings up this view. You'll notice on the left this is all the report categories. This column here in the middle is the reports in those categories. See, as you click them, they populate with various reports and options for those reports. And then this third section is the list of reports. If you wanted to build a giant list for multiple previews or multiple printouts. So it's pretty simple, straightforward way to use it. Let's say, for example, you wanted to add this report, you just click the right arrow, or you can double click these items. To get that the bell, that means that report is already in the list, so it's not going to allow duplicates. Then you switch it to another section and you can add as many reports as you want over here. This shows 5 reports are currently inside of this list. If you want to rearrange this list at any time, you can use drag and drop and arrange it that way. When you're ready to preview or print the list, you do it right there. Preview, print, or you can export it as it is into a PDF format. If you think you're going to use this list in the future, you can click Save, and it will save it as a packet. So we'll save that as test 555. And these names have to be unique, so if you already have a packet named test 555, it'll be rejected, but I'm pretty sure there isn't one. So now when you want to retrieve those packets, go over here to the list of report categories, and it's all the way at the bottom. It says packets, and that's where you'll locate those. So you notice it was these 5 reports, now it's insurance. So if we click clear, hit packets, and test 55, we can double click it and add it, or we can click the arrow and add it. And we have our same reports. You can also, if you want, preview individual reports by clicking the preview button on each line here. Also print individual ones. If you want to remove an individual report from there, click the red X, that pulls it out. Or you can double click it, that pulls it out also. Same thing over here in your report. Oops, these are categories. Let's go back up here to something. If you want to preview this particular report, just click the preview button. If you want to print it, you can also. You do not have to build these report lists. That's only for people that want to create a list of reports for future use or for the current client presentation or something like that. Another thing that's handy if you do use the report list is you can click this button up here and it will create a table of contents for you. So if we clicked preview right now with that create table of contents, it would create all the reports, and the last page would be the table of contents for you to move where it's supposed to be. You can put it at the beginning of the report or wherever you want, but there's no page number on that one. And we'll close that. Another thing about this, when you click Use New Window, let's turn off this, and that affects anytime you're previewing. It will actually load it into a different window. This one's going in full screen, that's why you don't see it. But it allows you to create several reports. So you can minimize this now. It goes into your thing, into your taskbar, and you can, let's go over here, create another one. And we'll minimize that one. So now we can toggle between them. So in other words, you can prepare a whole bunch of reports for your contact before he even gets in here. and they're inside of other windows. If they're not, if you don't click that, when you click preview, it fits it into this working area right here. And then you have to click close to get back to the selection area. Another thing to keep in mind when you're in this report section is all your reports are driven by the data behind them. So if you want to use something other than actual data, maybe an alternative for the financial statement, you select it here so that anytime it's collecting financial information from the financial statement, it will collect alternative to information. I've covered that in a different video, but just to reiterate that, that's how you change actual and alternative one. Let's go down to the financial statement right now. And if you wanted to look at the input, you'll see there's actual, alternative 1, alternative 2, alternative 3, three different alternatives for this particular client. So back to reporting, you could change it and make a different selection if you wanted. Selected year over here, that is for income tax and cash flow. So if you're on income tax, down here, these are alphabetically ordered inside of each section. So income tax. So if you have 2013 for 5 years, or if you just said I want to see multiple years starting at the year 2013, we're going to see, oh, well, there's no data. Let's go over to the input section and you'll see this particular client doesn't have any 2013 data. So go back to your reports, close preview. Let's make this 2012 because you had 2012 data. And compare alternatives, and you should have data now. And you do. Those are just a couple things to remember. This selected years for income tax and cash flow. The year span is for how many years when you're doing multiple years on this report. The date range feature is for notes. Notes, goals, and recommendations. If you want it to be limited to a particular date range or limit it to so many records, you can do that. Right now I think it defaults to a 1 month date range. And that covers that section. See you later.